Hello everyone, welcome to another video about RStudio here on the Marvelous Math. My name is Michaelis, and on this video I want to keep talking about if. On the last video we saw a little bit about if, and we saw how to use if when we have one condition that we want to be met, and in the video today we will see what we can do when we have more than one condition, or when we want to test more than one thing. So to do that, there is two possibilities. One is and you use this symbol here 2 times, and you will use it when you have two conditions and you wanna both of them to be met at the same time. So you want both conditions to be true to execute that part of the code inside the if. And the second way is using or, that is represented by these 2 bars. And you will use or when you need just one of the conditions to be true, or just one of the tests to return true. That means that even if one of the conditions is not met, but the other is met, then the code inside the if will be executed. So you need to have clear the difference to be able to use. But let's use it. So we were comparing just 2 numbers. Now let's try comparing 3 numbers. So let's rewrite n1 and n2. So let's say n1 is 10, n2 is 5, and n1 and 3 is 7. So let's test if n2 is the greatest. So if, well, to see if n2 is the greatest, I have to compare it with n1 and with n3. And if it is greater than both of the other numbers, then it is the greatest. So in this case we will use the symbol to AND. So n2 greater than n3 and n2 greater than n1. If that's the case, then print n2 is the greatest. And then we can use else and say if that is not true, then n2 is not the greatest. Okay, now let's suppose, well, let's run this first. Okay, n2 is not the greatest. Now let's just try changing the number of n2, and then we run it again. n2 is now the greatest. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so now let's try if any one, let's say that we just want to check if anyone is not the greatest. So if there is one number greater than n1, then it's not the great test. So we need just one of the tests to be true. So if n1 is less than n2, or n1 is less than n3, we print n1 is not the greatest. And in this case, we don't know what would be the result if that's not true, because if it's not, let's say if none of this is true, then it will want to execute this code, but that could mean that n1 was equal to one of this. So we could still, we couldn't say anything else for sure. But let's just execute this. So yeah, n1 is not the greatest. Now let's give a bigger value to n1 and then execute again. Okay, now it doesn't print anything. So we don't know. We just know that it can be the greatest. What we could do in this situation would be to test not just if it's less, but if it's less or equal. So let's say if it is less or equal n2 and or less or equal n3, and then now we can say that if one of them, if these are not true, and you have to remember that the computer won't execute this code and will execute what is inside the else just if none of this is true. So we are kind of doing what we did inside the if, we are doing with else now. So if this is not true and this is not true, it won't execute this part and it will come to the else part. And then we can say that n1 is the greatest. So let's run again. So yeah, it's the greatest now. Just let's make it the same value of n2 and test again. And now we have an extra. So now it's not the greatest anymore. Okay, well, let's do one last thing. Let's try to see if all the three numbers are equal. So if, just so that we use different tests. So if n1 is different then n2 or or n1 is different than n3. We print they are not equal. And what is the case if this is false? So that means n1 and n2 are equal, and this is also false. So n1 and n3 are equal. So that means they are all equal. So we can print they are all equal. Let's take this part out because then it doesn't create any confusion. So let's run like it is now. So they won't be are equal. So they are not equal. Now let's try to make all of them equal and see what happens. So now they are equal. Well, that's it for the video today. Just keep in mind the difference between AND and OR. I think it's never enough to highlight that it's very important. So keep in mind that, and you will be successful using if. Well, I hope this video was helpful, and if you like it, give your like and subscribe to our channel to receive notifications for our next videos. And I see you then. Thank you for watching.